All right, what up, people? It's your boy Chig from Guna Evil Eye, coming to you again with a brand new video. This time it is to review the Arsenal versus Fulham match, where Arsenal won 4-1. Joining me on New Year's Day, Happy New Year to you all, by the way.
Happy
Joining
New
me
Year,
here on
brother.
New Year's Day is another faceless Ola. Say hello to the people, Ola.
Yeah, man. Good evening, everyone. Hope you guys are having a fantastic New Year's. I am just at a family gathering, so I can't be revealing the background in that. It's not my usual setting, but I'm sure we'll still give you very very good content based on today's game.
Yeah, one time. I Yeah, it was just one of them ones, like, because obviously everybody was kind of. I don't know. Did you party hard yesterday? Because I know you were ill earlier in the week. Well,
Yeah,
so late.
it's been a tough week for me. I just been trying to recover and just bombarding myself with loads of alcohol and medicine, medicating with alcohol. It's never a good mixture. But when the
Got
festive when the festive period is around like that, I never pass on alcohol. Man. I don't care how sick I am. You know what I mean? So your advice on drinking responsibly yesterday, like I said, I took that on board for maybe 5 minutes, and yeah, I
and
took
then
that
you
on board
couldn't
for
stop
five
it.
minutes, and yeah, I just thought, fuck that, man. You know what I mean? But yeah, it was a good night. It was a good night with the family. It was a good night with everyone, and now we're in 2019. Hope everyone hope everyone has a prosperous new year, going to do big things in their lives, whatever it is that they want to achieve, and yeah, just wishing everybody a prosperous new year.
Speaking of wishing big things for the new year, um, we saw Arsenal today, and I know I, for one, was hoping that Arsenal would kick into New Year, New Me mode, and they would just say, "All right, whatever was done last year was done last year. This year, 2019, we're going to kick it off with a bang." And I guess they got there eventually. I do think the scoreline flatters us a little bit.
Yeah, it
Um,
does.
but, like, what did you think about today?
Um, uh,
Hello?
Initially, hello, I'm there. I'm
So,
there.
yeah, just
Initially, yeah,
off a little
yeah,
bit.
yeah. It was something probably with the internet. Initially, I knew we were gonna get through today. We needed the 3 points, and we needed to bounce back from that loss against Liverpool. I mean, that loss from Liverpool is probably partly responsible for my consumption of alcohol the whole of yesterday, because I was still trying to get it out of my system, and we needed and we needed a win today to help with that. It was a game we had to win, and I wouldn't have minded how we won it, whether it was 10-9 or 1-0. I would have taken any kind of 3 points today just to get a W on the board.
Mm. Hello?
Hello, can you hear me?
Your, your internet connection is terrible.
Okay,
I
can
can
you
now.
hear me now?
Yeah, yeah, I can now.
Yeah, sorry about that. It's not my usual Wi-Fi or
The
my
usual
usual,
spot.
yeah,
Yeah.
my usual
Just to
spot.
explain to people why does Ola sound like a Dalek half the time. His usual spot. It's obviously New Year's Day, so Ola is in kind of a family gathering, but he wanted to jump on today to discuss the match. So go on anyway while it's working.
Yeah, so like I was saying, I felt we were gonna win, but I was just worried. I don't know if anybody caught the tweet that I put a couple hours before the game. I was worried about Kamaru, and I thought we was gonna give Kamaru something today.
Mm.
And truth be told, the guy came off the bench. We were fucking tap. I had a fucking chance to fucking put a tap in the shape of penalty last week, and they fucked it up. You know what I mean? And then it comes to us, I will give him a fucking easy tap in. It's just one of those things. But at the end of the day, we won the game. It won the scoreline flattered us. Let's be honest. I mean, if Fulham was clinical, I mean, they could have been 2-0 up in the first 10 minutes. Senor was costing us all kind of problem on that left hand side. So in the end, we got through. The scoreline, like we say, is a bit deceiving, but we were clinical with the chances that we got, and we put those away. So I just wanted to get back to winning ways, and ultimately that's what we did. And we shouldn't put it down if we end up getting the result that we all wanted, which is a win.
I agree. I thought from my perspective, watching the game, it was very. It's a weird feeling that I have, and I noticed that Lee kind of used a similar kind of line to what I'm going to use today, because I watched his review. Go and watch Lee Gunner's review if you've not already. I never really felt like we were in danger per se, but I also felt like we were making just stupid errors. Like Sigerson was who me and Lee completely ran down yesterday. Almost like he watched the preview for fuck this, I'll show them. Because he had Kolasinac and Koscielny on toast today. There was this one-on-one that he should have just scored. I don't know what happened. You should have scored at that. And in the first half, they constantly had chances where I felt like these fuckers are going to score, aren't they? They're going to score. And I was very surprised that they didn't score in the first half. But they kicked on and they scored in the second half.
Yeah.
Having said all of that, I never felt like they'd get an equaliser. I never felt like they'd win the game or that we'd even drop points. But I just felt like it'd be a clumsy performance. And in the end, we got 4, and it makes it look like it was a dominating performance. But there's a big difference between our 5-1 earlier this season and this game.
Yeah. There's a huge gulf. There's a huge gulf in difference in how we played against them, and the goals they were just scintillating goals. I mean, that Ramsey goal against Fulham is probably still going to win goal of the season, because so far, while there's been some excellent goals, I still haven't seen one that surpasses that just yet. And that's not even being biased. That goal was truly one of the best goals that I've seen, I mean, in a long time. Having said that, today is a very, very contrasting performance. We were giving the ball away. There were so many unforced errors in the game. So many times Shaka was just square passing deep in our half and giving them the ball. Like I said, if it was a much more clinical team, we definitely would have been punished. I just thought, look, a lot of it really didn't matter in the end. As you said, it didn't look like you didn't really feel like they were going to equalize or we were going to lose the game. But at the same time, it takes one moment of madness at 2-1 to get them to 2-2. We saw it at Southampton, and next thing you know, you're throwing the lead away. So, but
I must admit though, the Southampton game, I kind of knew we weren't going to get 3 points.
And to be fair, we were chasing the goal the entire time in that game. They scored first, we scored, then they scored, we scored. So, but I mean, in this one, as much as it felt comfortable, you can't blame everybody for feeling on edge based on the last game we played in the Premier League. It was. I mean, that was a. I'm still depressed about that game now, and it's gonna take something special to get it out of my system. To me, there were some bright sparks in the game. There were some good performances. I like Socrates in this game. He stood up to Mitrovic. He pretty much kept Mitrovic quiet the entire game.
I think Mitrovic was attempting to to bully him into something. He picked the wrong defender to do that.
Yeah. He stood up with Mitrovic. And Mitrovic is a strong lad.
The
You know,
big
he's a
unit,
big lad. He's a strong lad, and you know, he's usually a handful for centre backs. So you know,
he had no handle on Segerson at all. For me,
no,
in terms of positivity, I thought Iwobi was excellent in the first half. Faded a little in the second half, but
oh yeah,
it was excellent in the first half. I thought Ainsley Maitland-Niles was very good again. I think he's really enjoying that wing back role all of a sudden, and Harris all of a sudden. I thought Guendouzi played well. Didn't think Xhaka had a good game. I thought the goal was a well taken goal, but aside from that, I, I didn't.
I think that's the only thing Xhaka did the entire game.
Yeah,
that's the only thing Xhaka did the whole game.
Yeah,
he didn't really do anything else.
He didn't do
you know,
really.
And the thing that really bothers me a lot is what's happening with Lacazette at the moment.
Okay,
it really bothers me.
I was going to bring this up in a bit, but all right, let's bring this up now. So obviously, Lacazette scored today. I actually thought Lacazette played all round was very, very good today. Missed a one-on-one that he should have done better with. But aside from that, I thought his goal was a well taken goal after a good team move. I thought generally he led the line really well yesterday. But obviously he was taken off. And taken off with 10 minutes to go. And he was booed. Now, I see the fans are very divided on this. There are some fans that are furious with Emre that he has this issue with Lacazette seemingly. Whereas I know that people like, for example, Lee, our good friend Lee, is viciously defending Emre to the point where he's like, motherfuckers should just shut the fuck up. If Emre wants to take him off with 10 minutes to go, so be it. His substitutes had an effect. And to be honest, as much as I hate the fact that Lacazette came off, it was hard to argue against Lee's point. But what was the problem? What was the problem?
I mean, look, ultimately, Emre got vindicated for that sub. You know, he got vindicated because immediately, as soon as Ramsey came on, he scored. But at the same time, Lacazette has already worked the defenders. He's been working them all game. I mean, he was pickpocketing them most of the game. And I thought, you know, he's earned his time to maybe reap the fruit of his labor, which is when he gets towards the end of the game, as we know, that's when you get the chance. As you see with Aubameyang, when he gets towards the end of his Aubameyang's goal came late, even though he had so many chances that he didn't take earlier on in the game. So I feel like, you know, when they asked Lacazette at the start of the goals, and they were asking which one of you two was going to finish higher than the other, and it was like, look, we want to we're going to finish about the same. So if he scores, I'm going to make it my business to get a goal and tally up with it. And all happening at the moment, and it almost feels like it's being behind a thing, and I know it's him. So that's not the case. But he's a footballer that plays with pride, and he wants to, and you can see that in the way Emre that is forced because of the Welbeck injury, because going into the season with 3 strikers, and the one that you can rely on to use for rotation is got injured, so his hands are forced a little bit. So in a way, I can see both sides of the coin, but I just feel Lacazette can give us a lot more than Emre is allowing him to give us. If that makes sense, I feel like he can give us so much more, but he keeps taking him off early, and that's why Emre is not happy about the situation. You could just tell. You could just tell it is in his body language.
Okay, I heard 70% of that. Your internet is taking the piss. I ain't gonna lie.
Oh
Your
my
internet
god.
is
Yeah.
like, okay.
So sorry about that, man. I
Probably,
can't
you
control.
probably see them in the
I
chat
really
room.
can't
What
control
the
that.
fuck is wrong with your connection? They're probably saying that, right?
Yeah. I really can't control that, man. You know what I mean? We might have to do this another time still. I'm sorry. I'm sorry, chat room. You know my internet is never really shut, but I'm at a place where I got zero control of of my surroundings. And I did warn you. I did say that to you before we came on. You know
You
what I
did.
mean? Yeah. They're playing music downstairs. Kids are running around. There's about 20 people in this house. Everybody's probably on the same Wi-Fi right now. So, you know what I mean? I've just had to go and hide in the bedroom somewhere to try and do this and give you guys some content. So I apologize with the Wi-Fi situation, and it's probably best if I jump off right now. But if
It's up to
you
you,
know what I mean?
brother.
Yeah, it's probably
It's up to you.
because if you guys can't hear me, there's literally no point really, because I want guys to be able to hear me. And I'm hard to understand on a day that you can hear me anyways, let alone when the internet is shit. So yeah, sorry about that, guys. I really am.
Don't worry about it, man. These things happen.
Yeah, man.
What I would say is just kind of going on. I also I agree with what you some of what you said. For me, I just want to see because I must admit my stream was a little bit bitty. So I don't. Was there a reaction from Lacazette this time when he came off? Well,
No. I thought he brought good energy back to the bench. He went throwing like gloves, or it
he
was
went. Yeah,
high
that's what.
fiving everybody on the bench.
Yeah,
So you know there went none of that. It's just for me, you know, you feel like it needs to stay on the pitch a little bit longer. You know what I mean? So, but Emery is obviously worried about you know, him getting injury. I mean, when Socrates went down earlier on, I was shitting my pants. I was
yeah.
thinking,
It's funny you
please,
should just say that.
please.
I've
You know,
just
I was
seen.
shitting my pants.
I've just seen Karen Russell. Karen Russell is a good friend of the show. Obviously, a good friend of ours as well. And she
Happy New
asked,
Year, Karen Russell.
Happy New Year indeed, Karen. And she also asked, do you think that Unai takes Laka off because he's trying to manage the risk of injury? With no Welbeck, we don't really have a backup striker. And it's a fair point. It is a fair point.
Yeah, it is. It's difficult. That's what I'm saying. It's a bit difficult for Unai. He's got his hands tied with this situation. He didn't ask for this situation, but you know he's been thrusted on him. That's the hand he's been dealt, and he's playing it the best he can. So you know, hopefully, maybe you get some reinforcement in January to help out the situation. You know, earlier on in the season, I was saying, oh, you know, leave Reece Nelson where he is. I saw the goal he scored the other day. Did you see that goal? He scored from near the corner flag the other day. It
Yeah.
was ridiculous, audacious goal. I don't know how he keeps doing this stuff. And I'm starting to think maybe we could bring him back to come and help the team, because ultimately we need to get in the top four. We need to get in the top four, and he's playing as a striker out there for Hoffenheim, and he's doing well. We need to get in the top four, and we need all hands on deck to be able to do that. You know, so I'm starting to change my mind on this whole Reece Nelson situation, whether to bring him back or not. And
Well, I
I'm
personally didn't want him to leave in the first place. I must admit, when I heard the news that he'd gone, I was very, very annoyed. But then I started seeing how well he was doing, and I thought, okay, well, he's clearly developing well under
yeah.
a manager.
I was kind of happy. I was kind of happy because what I didn't want him to do was leave without signing a contract. So because he got tied up on the contract, I didn't feel any way about him leaving. I thought, okay, you know, if you wanted to go on loan, then you can go and do that. And we can have that peace of mind at the back of our mind that, look, he's still a player. He's on a long contract. Go do what you need to do and then come back and help us. And, you know,
they've apparently ruled out bringing Chambers or Reece back.
Who?
They've ruled out bringing Callum Chambers or Reece
Oh,
Nelson.
right, okay. Oh,
They've
right, okay.
ruled
Well,
it out.
then we might have to go and sign
Which I'm shocked by.
people.
I mean, listen, don't get it twisted, people. Whether you rate Chambers or not, that's a defender. like, why would you not bring back one of our own players if you're refusing to buy? Why would you loan another player when you already have a player in that position who
It's
can do
probably
it?
part of the negotiation package that we put in from the
Man,
beginning.
it must be. It must be.
Yeah,
There
it
must be
must
a
it
no
must be in the
recall.
stipulations that we put in from the beginning.
Yeah, there must be a no recall clause in both of their contracts.
Yeah,
Otherwise, I
yeah.
do not understand that. I don't understand that.
It won't make
But
any sense.
it's difficult because I know Colin, who is much Arsenal in the chat room. Shout out to Colin. I know he makes a point of yes, ideally, of course, you'd leave him out in Hoffenheim, but he's also one of our players who can potentially make a difference, who is a different option, who can play out on the wings, so that if Iwobi is not playing well, if Mkhitaryan is not playing well, or if either one of those guys are injured, someone like a Reece Nelson can make that impact. And like Ola has alluded to, he does play up front for Hoffenheim these days. So potentially the man's even a striker. You know, he brings that extra level of impact. By the way, because I've just seen what you put in the chat room, your internet, I don't know what you've done, a lot better. Whatever you've done, whatever spot in the room you're in, stay there. It's been a lot better the last 5, 10 minutes. Just stay there.
All right. Yeah, man.
But yeah, it's a difficult one. Me personally, I wouldn't have bought him back, but I think given our situation, I'd look at both options. If we don't have a clause, if we have a clause in both of their contracts, I'd utilize it and bring them both back.
Yeah, with the window opening, and the window opens today. It's now up to Kroenke to give the backing that he needs to give to get us the help, and to get Emery the help that he really really needs to pull this stuff off. So it's a difficult place for Emery right now, and people are when you first get with somebody and you're doing all the polite stuff, people are booing the substitution now. This is somebody that his substitution used to get bigged up, and now people are booing his substitution, even though his substitution is working. He's still working. He's still, he's getting goals off the substitution. So
it's like you said the other day, though. His honeymoon period has well and truly finished.
His honeymoon's done. People are not shy to actually call him, and I don't think they should be. What I don't want is for it to be over the top.
Exactly.
If that makes sense, there's
no
reason not to be able to question him. But
I don't mind criticism for Emery if you feel that he's done something wrong. It's when that nonsense starts turning into Emery. What the fuck? What for?
That really shocked me.
Don't get me wrong, the Liverpool result was a bad result. I think that was a bad result. But it's also, you have to also take a step back and say, all right, well, we did have a lot of injuries going into that game. Liverpool are in a completely different stratosphere to us at the moment. These are just facts. This is not something I like to admit, but these are facts. And it's like Michael Hernandez in the chat room has said, it's this fickle fan base that I don't like. And I think that's what Lee was getting at. It's like, it's just all this fickleness. Like, for what? So you're booing because he took Lacazette off after he's got his goal and there's 10 minutes to go. Clearly the manager's trying to manage the game.
He's trying to manage the situation. You know what I mean?
So what on earth is the fucking problem? What is the problem? And it's true. What is the problem?
Sometimes our fans they think they know more than the man that's getting. Look, it's fine to get your opinion out, but you shouldn't feel the need to be right so bad that you want to start getting offensive to a manager that's 6 months in. into his job. You know, I get the fact that you want to be right. I get the fact that you want your opinion to matter. I get the fact that you feel the need to feel like you're somebody. But Jesus, take me in. The guy is 6 months into the job. Give him time. Give him time to fail. Like he's giving the players, giving them rope to hang himself. Give him the rope to hang himself. 6 months is not enough time, you know, to start, you know, booing the guy. And I mean, come on. To me, it's over the top, man.
And Matt Deacon has probably put it best. But I'm gonna add to it a little bit. We have some of the best and worst fan bases in football.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
We
100%.
have some of our fan base are absolutely wonderful, and they will back a motherfucker to the hill. Sometimes too much. And then there are other fans who clearly have come there to be contrarians, to be troublemakers, to be the next quote unquote DT, or to be the next, you know, Claude or someone outside. Which, by the way, Claude is a friend of the show. This is not a shot at Claude. This is a shot at the people who are clearly trying to be that.
Pick your words. Person. Pick your words wisely. Yeah.
You know, it's just trying to be that next. Oh, to be the one so they can be the first to say, see, I told you so. I told you Emre was the wrong choice. Yeah. Or I told you I was the first one. I was the only one that was saying that. You know, it's like their own. We live in an era where everybody's trying to be the first to congratulate themselves. Like, what kind of bullshit is this? How about, instead of thinking about things like that, taking a step back and just say, all right, we are where we are. Let's try and back this manager. Well, you know, the person I don't mind you saying all that out stuff to is fucking Stan. Stan, I tell you what, I said it to Lee in the last show, and I'll say it again. In my opinion, this window, the summer window, I'm going to see what this owner's about. Because if he is about this life and really wants Arsenal to do well, I don't want to see no, oh, well, you know, we've got to watch the pennies. We've got to be self-sufficient. We've got to be this. We've got to be that. I want to see him go all out, open his wallet, no bullshit, no nothing, right? Say, right, you know, what do you need? You've had a year with this team. You've had 6 months with this team. What is it that you need? Oh, you need this, and that will help you get your target. No problem. So that when I give him the tools to achieve his goal, if he still fails, then I know it's him that's not good enough.
Yes, 100%.
It's as simple as that. This is not complicated. This ain't complicated out here. Whereas really if I'm not giving them the poor man the tools to work with, what the fuck am I got to complain with come the end of the year? We didn't achieve top 4. Well, motherfucker, you didn't give me shit to help me get to my target. What did you want me to do? What did you want me to do? And that's the problem.
And this guy is on a 2-year contract. That's what's even worse.
Yes,
he's on a 2-year contract.
Exactly.
So whatever they need to help him to get to where he needs to get to, we need to do it fast. We need to do it fast. We can't be faffing about with all these stupid loan deals. You know, I don't know why we can't go and test the resolve of Tottenham. If Tottenham have already said the 25 million clause on a defender like Toby, right? We should be looking to go and get him. If Toby then tells us to fuck off, then we would know that we've tried.
Exactly.
Because he then has to sign the personal terms. You would then know it's nothing to do with the club. It's the player that didn't want to come, and then we'll move on to the next target. But right now, I don't feel like we should be letting players go and not actually trying the result, especially if the Premier League proven.
Exactly. To me, Toby, even at 29 years old, is a 50 to 60 million pound defender.
100%.
Why not say to yourself, all right, this is a bargain. You know that's their favorite bar unless a big opportunity in the market comes up. This to me is said big opportunity. Why not say to yourself, okay,
bro, I will give him the 25 mil.
That's what I'm saying.
And I'll put Koscielny on top of it. So you can have Koscielny as a bonus on top of it. Let him go and bust. Let him go and bust the things that you lot ain't winning over there. Here's boss here, honey. Here's 25 mil. Take it, and we'll have Toby. How about that? And I guarantee you, because they're about to go in a period where they can't be spending money.
Where they can't spend money either. Exactly.
They can't be turned. So you're giving them an old player, and you're taking one of their best, and 25 billion. You can't go wrong with that.
It's like Lee says. It's also like Lee says. Take fucking Levy out of the equation. If he has this clause, and I'd like to think the team we have now is more informed than Ivan was when it came to Suarez, right? So if there is an actual clause in place, take Levy out of the equation, activate that clause, and get the player.
Because that takes everything away from Levy.
The player. If the player says, you know what, boy, it'd be too much grief, I can understand that, to be honest. And then I would say, all right, no problem. But it's just, it's the lack of effort that I see. All I see is these bars from Ornstein about, oh, we're doing loans, this, that, and the other. What the fuck? Are we Cardiff now? What's going on?
There's no reason. For me, there's no reason not to test their resolve. And on top of that, we know United now, they're talking about Koulibaly for 100 mil, whatever. I'll go and test their resolve on Baye as well. I'll go and test their resolve on those two guys. I'm not interested in this Cahill business. It leaves a bad taste in my mouth, even thinking about Cahill.
Well, to be fair to Emre, they asked him about Cahill today. And he was like, he doesn't know where this rumor's come from. They're not even considering it. So just to hear that, I'm like, oh, thank God. Like, thank God.
Yeah, I hope it's not true. I hope it's not true. You know, it's something. It's been bothering me from last week since when this rumor started coming out. So.
I do agree with Archie though. I not for 1 second do I think Koulibaly will come to us now.
Oh no, not now. Maybe in the summer.
I think, and Colin will know this. I've been talking about Koulibaly for about 3 years. 3 years ago was the time to get him, where he was talking about moving, and Napoli just refused to let him go and stuff. But no one really came to Napoli with a serious bid. And at those times, Napoli were asking for about 35 million. And in our freaking wisdom, we decided, no, we're not going to go and get Koulibaly. We're going to get Skodjan Mustafi. That is the wisdom of our former manager and his crew. So, I don't know. We'll see what happens. To me, what today showed me is at a minimum between January and summer, we need 2 defenders. At least 2. Time to say goodbye to someone like a Koscielny. I think it's done. I think it's
we need a major overhaul. We need big amount of surgery. I mean, I've said it time and time again. From long time I've been saying it. We need a Kim Kardashian type surgery. Front, back, top, bottom, everything. We need all of that. But right now we can't get it all done in one go. It's a process. It's going to be in stages. And you know, we're gonna move players out, and we're gonna get some in. It's the quality of players that we're getting now. That's what we now have to get right. You know, a lot of these players ain't gonna be no 70 million pound player, 80 million pound player, because you could get 80 million pound player and get them wrong. Look at Lukaku. You know, look at Morata. You can get these players wrong, but you can go and sign a 30 million pound player and absolutely get it right. So we have to be careful on the quality that we're bringing in, as well as fitting the philosophy of Emery. So everything has to be spot on if we're going to do this right. And a lot of it will still hinge on getting the top 4. Because if we don't get Champions League, we can't even attract these players. And that's why it's so important that we get into Champions League in this window. It's not even making Champions League so we can go and win Champions League. That's not the whole point here. It's to be able to attract the golf for players that's going to elevate our standard of playing and competing in the Premier League.
100%.
That's why we need to get into Champions League.
100%, and I'm guilty of that as well. I was one of those people who's like, what's the point qualifying for a Champions League? And then, it's for a competition that we have no chance of winning. But having has spent 2 years out of there now, you can see the difficulty we have recruiting. Whereas we were in the Champions League, and some might point to the fact that we've got Lacazette and Aubameyang, because usually that's always the defense of people when you talk about our lack of buy. They point to Aubameyang, they point to Lacazette. All right, cool. What about our defense, though? Why is someone like Archie saying we have no chance of getting Koulibaly? You know fucking why? Because we ain't no Champions League.
Exactly.
We ain't in no Champions League. This is the point. This is the problem. So it is what it is. And I noticed that everybody's got Nathaniel on lock from yesterday, where I had to time him out because he was just abusing people. I have no issue with Nathaniel until he starts abusing people.
Yeah, man. Moderate his ass up in there, man.
That's what I'm saying. I don't mind. For me, if he wants to say Emre out, no issue. It's his opinion. It's when it starts going into abuse. That's what I don't like.
Don't get abusive, man. You know what I mean?
It's all right. Anyway, all right. So in terms of going forward, we've obviously got Blackpool this weekend, got West Ham after that. Are you confident Arsenal can just get on their grind now and just start churning out results?
West Ham is going to be difficult, but I still see us winning it. I still see us winning that game. We're going to grind it out. They got some really good players at West Ham now. And if you look at the players that are out, that's not even playing for them at the moment, it's ridiculous. So, having said all of that, I think we're going to get a result against West Ham. Blackpool, I think we've got enough in the young setup to get a result there, and we'll probably have some experience on the bench. So I'm not worried about the Blackpool game. It's more the West Ham game, and we'll have to see who's injury free and who's back from injury when we come back from the Blackpool game. Because there could be a massive difference in who's going to start in the West Ham game by the time we arrive to that. So Bellerin could be back, Monreal could be back. So Mustafi could be back. I don't know why Mustafi keeps coming off. I don't know whether it's because we keep rushing him back, and he needs that time to really get sharpness together. So, all will be revealed when we get to West Ham. But the Blackpool game is a chance for everybody to rest. It's a chance for Socrates to get some rest. It's a chance for Lucas Torreira to get some rest. Because after he pulled up his groin against Liverpool as well. And these are the strains that these guys are, that they're exhibiting because they're playing so many games. They're putting in a lot of work. They're covering so much ground, and eventually the wear and tear is gonna show up on them, and it's gonna end up biting us in the back because we're down to bare bones at the minute.
Is it time to call up Ledley and get a really close look?
Yeah. I'll definitely subscribe to that. I think it's time to give him a shout and see what he can do. That's why these guys are there. That's why you got a squad of 25 going into the season, because these guys can really help you out when your back is against the wall in terms of selection. So that's why these guys are there, 100%. So yeah, I definitely subscribe to that one. Bring the medley.
Yeah, I think so. I think it'll be interesting. The Blackpool team will be quite an interesting one to watch, because also it's important to keep in mind we're away for that game. So I think it's almost certain that Emre is going to go with three at the back. And it'd be interesting to see what three he's able to conjure up.
Yeah, man. 100%.
Let's see what happens. Could I get a prediction for you for that game?
What, for the Blackpool game? I'd say 3-1.
Yeah. All right. I will do my prediction, but I'll do it in my preview for that game.
Yeah.
So, all right. That's pretty much it from us. It's a very, very, very quick show. We won.
No problem, man. I'm gonna go get my New Year's dinner.
Yeah.
Yeah, sorry about the internet, people. You know what I mean? I apologize for that. Like I said, it's not my usual spot, but I do what I can to come and give you guys the content you lot wanting. So happy New Year's to all of you.
Don't worry.
And
Actually, the internet dramatically improved after that. So,
all right,
I don't know what you
nice one.
don't know what juju you put on it, but
Yeah, man.
but let the people know where they can find you, man.
Yeah, man. You can find me on Twitter, Black Scorpion Free. It'll be in the description below. As she kindly always put it in there. Instagram as well, Black Scorpion Free, same handle. You can find me on there. And yeah, we can interact on there, no problem.
Apparently, Cash knows me very well. Yes, I am about to watch Luther. I am. I don't know how the fuck you do that, but yes, I am about to watch Luther. To answer YouTube's question, someone who's also dramatically improved his behavior, actually. I'm going to do that. I'm going to do that tomorrow. So I'll probably have a couple more of the boys on tomorrow, and we'll all. I think you guys seem to react so well to the last player ratings. I think I'm going to do that.
Yeah, man, that was a good show, man. That was a good show.
It was a good show, wasn't it? It was a good show. It was a bit long, but it was a good show. So I'll make sure I'll do that. Let's just because Gunnar Michael is another friend of the show. Let me answer this one real quickly, and I want to get your take on it as well. He asks, do you think that Emre sees Maitland-Niles as a winner? Sees him as a winner because against Liverpool, Niles played as a right winger and such, and today played him as a wing back. Okay, so basically, do you think Emre sees him as a winner?
I think he sees him as a midfielder, but right now, Maitland-Niles is doing a job. He's doing a job for the team.
Yeah.
He's played him in midfield before, so it's not like he doesn't recognize him as a CM. But he knows he can do more than that for the team. And right now, Maitland-Niles is just being a servant of the club at the moment. And, he's one of our own. We've had him since he was a baby. And he doesn't feel any way about being a good servant to the club. And, if he started at this so young in his age, fair play to him. I think he will end up being used in his rightful position in the end. So, but right now, I just think he's doing a job for the club. We're down to the bare bones. And, in this Blackpool game, if Bellerin had been back and not been injured, I could see him playing in central midfield with someone like a Willock and Smith Rowe. Even now that Smith Rowe is just coming back from injury, I could see Maitland-Niles playing in there. But at this moment in time, we're down to the bare bones. So
I will say this: I think you're right. I think Emre will just play him wherever he feels like. I think he just basically said to Maitland-Niles, "Look, I'm going to play you wherever I feel like I can play you. You're just going to be a bit of a James Milner for me." It's a shame for him because I think he can be a very good central midfielder. But ultimately, if he's getting games, I think that's the most important thing to him. So yeah, it is what it is. Oh, and quick shout out to Unique, much love.
Gave me a little, big up Unique 79, man.
Gave me a little New Year's bonus for me, supporting the show. Thank you very much, Unique. Yeah, whenever someone does that, of course, I'll shout them out. Anytime people do donations to the show, it goes back into the show. You won't necessarily hear me bang on about it because I know sometimes that's really off-putting for people. And it's definitely not a mandatory thing. But whenever somebody does that, of course, we reinvest it in the show. So yeah, thank you very much, Janine. Appreciate it. Much love.
No worries. I'll be back in a minute.
Well, we're gonna get going now. So I can hear people are talking to Ola like, "Why are you being antisocial for?" So let me let Ola bounce.
No problem, people.
People know where they can find you.
Yeah, like I said earlier on, you find me on Twitter, Black Scorpion Free, on Instagram, Black Scorpion Free, same handle. Find me on there. Come interact, follow, man, and we can talk. We can talk all type of sports. That's what I'm into. I'm a proper sportsman. You feel me? So yeah, man, that's where you find, man.
Yep. And you can also find me on Twitter at Colossal Chid. Started to get a lot more used to my Instagram these days. So
Yeah,
do
man.
follow me on Insta,
Good.
Guna_Eagle_I1 on Insta. And I'll be putting a link to this show in my Insta. I'll be putting all the links that we've just said in the description below. So have a look in 5 minutes if you're watching this live. And that's pretty much it for me and my rabbiting. So I'm gonna let you guys enjoy the rest of your New Year's Day evening. Do catch me tomorrow. I'll be back tomorrow with the player ratings. And yeah, let's go from there, people. Up the Arsenal.
Peace.
New year, new
Salute.
Arsenal.
Happy New Year, man. New year, new run. That's what we're doing.
Let's see what we can do.
Yeah, let's see what we can do. All right.
Take care.
One love.